Hey guys, so in this video we are going to cover the DNS domain name system. So when we think about the DNS, what comes in mind is domain and IP address lookup. So it's like you have the domain name, okay, and you want to look up with this IP address. So that's what, as simple as we say that this is the DNS, domain name and IP address lookup. And we explain by giving example the phone book, person name and the number. So at higher level, this is the correct. DNS is all about domain name, IP address lookup. But we want to know it, how it's work internally. How browser know that whom to contact and where this IP address is stored. Because in the world, there are how many IP addresses are there? How many domains are there? How many top level domains are there? Then how all the hierarchy infrastructure is managed, that will cover in this video. So we'll go with the basic. We'll start with the having the domain, IP address. Then we keep asking the question why, what, how, and then we'll get the answer of each such question so that we will understand it better. So let's start it. So what we say is that when we type anything on the in the browser, we say that it contact the DNS, it get the IP address, and then it get the content from that IP address. It can be server, Tomcat or any server, and then we get the data. But how this whole the process work? From where this path go and get the final data, that will cover in this video. So let's start with the basic things. Let's say we have some web application. You have some web application. Maybe let's say this is like food delivery application, and you have the content ready, you have the project ready, and you deployed that code in, let's say, Google Cloud. So you have deployed this in the Google Cloud. Once you deploy this in Google Cloud server, you will get some IP address, and let's say you got this IP address. Okay, so you have this IP address and your web application is running on this IP address server. Now you want to market the people, you want to do advertise or whatever, you want people to order some food from your this application. But people cannot remember this IP address because there will be multiple such IP address. How they can remember each IP address? And you know that okay, what is the solution? The solution is the domain. Okay. Then you went to purchase one domain and luckily you got the domain myfood.com. Let's say you got this domain myfood.com. Okay, cool. After this is fine, you got the myfood.com, your application is running on this server IP address. Now you say, okay, myfood.com, I have domain, I have this address, but how does it both are connected? They are not connected till now. So straightforward, your answer will be DNS. Okay, let me go to DNS provider, configure this one, and then done. Okay. Now there are lots of DNS provider. Let's say Cloudflare, GoDaddy, OpenDNS, etc. You have chosen the Cloudflare. Let's say take example Cloudflare. So you went to the Cloudflare. You said, okay, I want to register this myfood.com. You have added this myfood.com. You have added the A record. You have added CNAME record, canonical name, etc. A record is the main website. Canonical you can use for the subdomain, etc. And you can have the other records also. So you have added this myfood.com domain. You have added this IP address, both. So both you have added here, and done. At the end user level, the application is myfood.com is live. And your work is also done. Now, if anyone go in the browser and type myfood.com, it will fetch the data from this server and it will display the data whatever you have. It can have the list of the food option, delivery, whatever application functionality you have, it will display all. So up to this one it's clear, and up to this one is very basic that how DNS works. But now we'll start asking the question, how and why, how it's worked, why it's worked, and we'll go in the deep. So let's go in the little deep. Okay, so we had this myfood.com domain, myfood.com, and we have IP address. Okay, that's right. Now question is, when we open the browser and we type this myfood.com, how the browser will get to know about this IP address? Now the straightforward thing come in mind is that, hey, we deployed or we configured this one in the Cloudflare. So our DNS is a Cloudflare, then browser can simply go to Cloudflare and ask that, hey, I want the IP address of this domain. It's simple. But how browser will know that, hey, this myfood.com is registered with the Cloudflare, not with GoDaddy or any other OpenDNS or any other DNS. Now it cannot do that, hey, there are 100 DNS providers. It asks everyone that, hey, do you have the detail of myfood.com? Do you have the detail? Do you have the details? That doesn't work. So to do this one, browser wants someone who can do this task. The browser say, I have a query. I got this myfood.com domain. I want the IP address. And that query is called the DNS query. DNS query. So browser has this DNS query. He has created this DNS query that, hey, I want the IP address of this myfood.com. Now someone need to be there who can answer this query or resolve this query. And who resolve the query or answer the query is called a DNS resolver. Now question come, who are they? Who are the DNS resolver? So there are many, like DNS provider, the Cloudflare, they have DNS resolver also, and the Cloudflare is one of them. So Cloudflare is the DNS server. We can also call it DNS authoritative server as well as the DNS resolver. Same, the GoDaddy also provide the both service. They provide the cloud DNS resolver, or they act as the DNS provider. So here they need to contact the DNS resolver. Now again question come, as I said, there is the Cloudflare DNS resolver, OpenDNS DNS resolver, whom to contact. Because browser has the confusion, he don't know whom to contact. Now here, the user has some control. If he know about this one, if don't know, then this work hierarchical. So what happens is, at the browser level, as a user, you can configure that, hey, I want to use this DNS resolver. You can search in Google, you can go in the browser setting, and then somewhere you will find the option in the Chrome setting that is like, I don't know the exact place, but you will find to set the DNS resolver. So you can set the DNS resolver if you have the control. Now if browser doesn't have any data, it contact the OS. So here that come, before reaching DNS resolver, it said which one, whom to contact. So it will go to the, if browser level is not there, it will go to OS level. At operating system level also, you can configure DNS resolver. If it's not found there also, or based on the OS configuration, maybe OS say, okay, I don't know, you can ask the internet service provider. Then it will go to the internet service provider, ISP. Internet service provider has that configuration. They have that, hey, okay, I want to connect this Cloudflare DNS resolver, I want to contact the GoDaddy DNS resolver or any other DNS resolver. So on this hierarchy level, it will go to the, suppose ISP, Internet Service Provider. Internet Service Provider answered, okay, you can contact the GoDaddy. Let's say it has asked for the GoDaddy or answered the GoDaddy. That, okay, you can use the GoDaddy DNS resolver. Now the queries came to the GoDaddy. This GoDaddy is the DNS resolver. As I said, GoDaddy provides both DNS service as well as the DNS resolver service. DNS server, I mean authoritative service. We'll discuss more on that. So here it's GoDaddy is acting as the DNS resolver. So the query came to the GoDaddy asking for the IP address of the myfood.com. Now GoDaddy don't know anything. The resolver doesn't know that, okay, what is the IP address of myfood.com, how will I know? And there the full, because in the world lots of domains are there, full the DNS infrastructure now. We have the DNS infrastructure. In this DNS infrastructure, this query will go here and will try to get the answer of this question, this DNS queries. Now as I said, in the world, there are lots of top level domains are there, lots of IP, the main domains are there, how they will get it, and to maintain all that, in the world there are root servers. Root server is like top level in the DNS hierarchy, and in the world, as of now, there are 13 root servers. There are 13 root servers. They are named from A, B to M. So it's called A root server, B root server, M root server. Now, who manage that root server? So the different organizations manage that root server. It's again like, I don't remember exact name of that organization, but you can search in Google, you will find that root server A is managed by someone, B is managed by M is managed by someone. Like that, different organizations manage the root server. But yes, they are maintained or controlled by ICANN organization. You might have heard about this internet organization. They keep eye on this one, I can say it. And actually, the subsidiary of this organization, which is IANA, who mostly take care of this one. It don't manage, the different organizations manage that one, but they manage like, they have the joint content file, they facilitate the security etc. there, like other operations, user operations are there, security, stability, public interest, all those things are taken care by this one so that all works fine. So this is how root server managed by them. Now this query, this DNS resolver, let's say this GoDaddy DNS resolver is there. This GoDaddy DNS resolver has the IP address of all the 13 root servers. So it has the IP address, IP of root server. So any DNS resolver knows this about all these 13 root servers. So they have all the IP address of the 13 root servers. Now, as I said, there are 13 root server. Don't say that there are 13 instances of root server. That means one A root server, one B root server. They are the like group A root servers, but inside A there can be 100 instances. And they use the Anycast technology. Anycast technology. Why Anycast technology? Anycast technology helps all the servers to share the same IP address. So let's say in this A root server, take example of A root server, it has the, let's say 100 instance. Although all the 100 instance, it's called the Anycast node. Anycast node. And they are deployed geographically at different locations across the world. Let's say one is in the Mumbai, one is in the Singapore, etc. They are deployed, these Anycast nodes are deployed at different locations so that they can serve across the world. Same thing is for apply for B and all the root servers. It remains same. So we'll cover, let's say, we'll take example of the A root server. Now that means in this A root server has 100 Anycast node that deployed Mumbai, Singapore, etc. So again, if we go deep, this Mumbai has the one Anycast node. I'm saying AN, one Anycast node is there for the Mumbai. Singapore, there is one Anycast node, but in the one Anycast node inside there can be 4, 5, 6 virtual machines. Outer world know that okay, let's say this Mumbai, it has the Anycast node. Okay, now this is Anycast node for outer world, but inside that there can be multiple servers who handle this traffic, because it's based on the traffic. Like Mumbai server cannot handle, the one server cannot handle all the traffic, so they need to have the multiple virtual machines, and it's obviously load balanced by internal load balancing. Outer world doesn't know anything about this one. Outer world only know that okay, in the mobile location there is Anycast node of the A root server. There is one Anycast node of A root server. That's what outer world know. Okay, now this is clear. Okay, and again, as I said, this Mumbai location, Singapore location, there are any other location, they all have the same IP. Due to this Anycast technology, they share the same IP address. Now again, question will come, if they share all the same IP address, and if request goes from here, where it will go? It will go to Mumbai to Singapore. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let me make little space. Okay, so up to this is clear that okay, go already have the details or IP address of all the 13 root servers. Now go already have the same question, which root server to connect, because we have 13. Now GoDaddy doesn't have direct relation, they are both independent. So GoDaddy will look for their benefit. That means it will not dedicatedly connect any specific root server, but maybe they will use some internal algorithms, maybe round robin or something, so that they can provide always the reliable service to the other user, other part of this service. So they will keep connect either A connected, B, C, any. Again, depend on the GoDaddy's algorithms. Now when they will try to, let's say they have said okay, I want to connect to the B root server. They have queried that I want to connect the B root server. Now with the B root server, let's say there are the B root server has the 70 instance, 70 Anycast node. Okay, and they are located at the different location. Let's say they are at the they are at the Mumbai. There suppose maybe we have one in Delhi, somewhere in the Australia, somewhere in the Dubai. So they have the different instances, the Anycast node. Now when Cloudflare say I want to connect the B root server, it just have the one IP address, because all this Anycast nodes share the same IP address. Now question comes, if GoDaddy say I want to connect the B root server and there are multiple Anycast node of the B root server, I am not using instance word because inside the Anycast node there can be multiple instances. Okay, so I am just using Anycast node word here. Sorry. So that because as each node share the same IP address, this request routed by the BGP protocol. This is the border gateway protocol, internet protocol, which take care of the routing of this request. This is based on the geographical location, latency, or other parameters. So what it will do, it will redirect this request to the nearest location. And let's say for this GoDaddy, the nearest location was the Mumbai, then it will redirect this request to the Mumbai location. Now once it's the Mumbai location, they will process the request. In case if Mumbai was down, then it can redirect to some other location, let's say Delhi. But this GoDaddy didn't say I want to connect Mumbai. If Mumbai will get down, this will not affect this the service, because they all have the same IP address. If one is down, second will take care of that process. Okay, so that GoDaddy has requested to the Mumbai location of the B root server. Now this B root server or any root server, they contain one file. That's called zone content file. What they contain, the zone content file is nothing but like they're maintaining the top level domain details, TLD details, which we call top level domain. Like it can be India.education, etc. There are lots of top level domain. So they have the details of the TLD and other details, they maintain it, and that is replicated across all the Anycast nodes. And this is like synchronizer. You cannot set what you can say it. I mean, it's kind of eventually consistent. Okay, it's not always 100% thing, but it's not needed also, because we know that this TLD doesn't get changed. Like it's not every day, every second new TLD got added, right? So this works fine. Now this root server got this request from GoDaddy asking for the IP address of myfood.com, but this root server doesn't have the detail of this myfood.com IP address, or it doesn't have the detail that hey, this is with the Cloudflare. This root server all know about that. This myfood.com has the .com TLD, top level domain, and it said okay, I know the TLD server whom you need to connect. So I am not answering, you can connect, I am giving the detail of the TLD, you can connect the TLD and get the answer. So this request from this root server, request will come back to the GoDaddy with the TLD data. So it said TLD data, top level domain servers. So in this hierarchy, one more part is there, that is called a TLD, top level domain. Like .com server are there, .education servers are there, .in are there, etc. Okay, so that means this root server told that okay, .com domain TLD, please contact, suppose let's say they have given IP or something, they contacted this .com. Now once it's come to .com and okay, let's say it's came to the TLD servers now. So it's went to the root server gave the address of the TLD, top level domain servers, it came to TLD and .com it came. Now this .com, the TLD server, this is again a different infrastructure. They still don't know IP address because we configured the IP address with the Cloudflare. But they know, okay, this I know .com means I know all the .com domain details. Either it can be my food, example.com, amazon.com, whatever. I know where it is. So you are looking for myfood.com, okay, please go to the Cloudflare. It will say okay, go to the Cloudflare. Now then this GoDaddy resolver will go to the Cloudflare. It will ask that hey, I want the IP address of this domain myfood.com. The Cloudflare will return the domain IP address to GoDaddy. GoDaddy will return to the browser. Browser will use this IP address to communicate the rest of the part. Now in this process, everyone use the cache. Like browser, once we got the browser, get the IP address of this myfood.com, it cached that IP address so that it can make it faster in order to go again to this one, because it doesn't change more frequently. Obviously there is a time limit of the caching. This GoDaddy resolver, they will also cache this data, whatever got from the Cloudflare, so that if other users send the same request, they will use or return the data from the cache. Some cases happen at root server level also, TLD server also, they based on their uses, they use the cache. In this case, expiry date, obviously when we configure the domain at the Cloudflare or any other, we can say that okay, what is the we type the type of, we just put the type of the record, we put the name of record. With that we have one TLD also, time to TLD or something, I think time to live, TTL I think, or something, time to live. So there we can put this, okay, this is a record, then some value is there, and then we put this suppose 5 minutes or whatever. But again, this is again that different configuration is there. You can try to explore it. Like if you are using the DNS, then we can put this one. If you are using proxy, then this will be automatically handled by the Cloudflare, because in this case they don't provide the actual IP address, they provide their own IP address, so they know how much they should keep in the case. So this is how the hierarchy works. So hope this is clear how this travel from the browser to the DNS resolver to the root server and then come to the TLD get back to the resolver and then again go to the browser. Again, like how to choose as the OS level, ISP server, they choose how this choose Cloudflare, etc. Not Cloudflare, DNS resolver, etc. Now, few interesting thing is that, as I said, there are 13 root servers. They are managed by different organizations. In this one, the Cloudflare has put some instance in the F root server. In the F root server, Cloudflare has a few instances. It doesn't maintain directly full root function, but few instances Cloudflare has added it. Now in this one you might think that okay, if this is added and if somebody using the Cloudflare resolver, because CF also provides the resolver, Cloudflare resolver, then they always will connect to this F root server. They can, but they don't do this one. They, because due to reliability, they use this one, the algorithm which can connect to the each root server, different root servers. And second thing is, because the Cloudflare has a few instances in the F root server, it doesn't have the control to connect to exact node. Because I said, suppose this has the 100 Anycast node and 5 are from the Cloudflare. Cloudflare resolver doesn't know which 5 are there, or it cannot connect the 5 because it say all the same IP, and that routing will handled by BGP. So they don't connect directly to that one, but they have put this in F root server to have some branding. Not branding, maybe you can say trust, because like I am part of this root servers. So it increases the trust. And maybe some other reasons also. We can say it from user perspective. And yes, one of the Cloudflare is also like it's one of the fastest resolver in the world. Its IP is 1.1.1.1. We can say it's faster than the Google itself. So this is how all the DNS works. We put the myfood.com in browser and we just fetch it happens very quickly. We don't know this, like it's going through this much hierarchy, but it's happening actually. Yeah, I think that's it on this root server. I have covered almost everything. So fine, you can try to like I will put the link of this root server website in the description. You can check that one. You will learn more about the root servers, how they work it, and if you get some more knowledge, please share in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next video. Bye bye.